Frankly, they could probably draw better, but I can guarantee that nobody knows more about this place than me. Trella is a Greek word for crazy, nuts.
We have to succeed. There's no other option.
You want drama? I'll show you drama.
When are we getting our stuff?
This is not Athens. This is not Paris. And this is not Rome. We're just outside downtown Philadelphia, on the shores of the Schuylkill River. Built in the early 19th century, the Fairmont Waterworks is one of North America's finest examples of neoclassical architecture.
And I take this place very, very personally. And I wasn't going to let anyone disrespect the site, the space that I hold sacred.
Michael Kerlutzas moved to Philadelphia 3 years ago. Ever since, the former political organizer has been consumed by Waterworks. He's fought a long political battle to control it.
It is my destiny to open this restaurant.
Michael is the son of Greek immigrants. When his grandfather came to America, he opened a diner to eke out a living.
Looks great. Thank you.
Growing up, I had 3 choices. I could have become a priest. I could have gone into the restaurant business. I could have gone into politics.
He wasn't interested in religion, and he's already tried politics. So he's decided this historic site needs to become an exquisite neoclassic modern Greek restaurant.
In fact, I'm pretty sure that somewhere in heaven, my grandfather's looking down on me saying, "Why are you doing something like this?"
Waterworks will be nothing his grandfather could have imagined. Michael wants it to be the meeting place for Philadelphia's rich and powerful. He's borrowed $3.5 million for Waterworks, some from his family, some from his wife Anastasia's family. Michael wants to make it big.
We have to succeed. There's no other option. We've collateralized everything. I mean, our homes are on the line, our parents' homes are on the line.
In politics and in the restaurant business, spin is everything.
Hi.
No problem.
Michael and Anastasia have been courting the press in Philadelphia. They've won over David Lipson, the publisher of Philadelphia magazine, with their love for each other and for Waterworks.
It's a passion story. It's a passion about each other. It's a passion about their family. It's a passion about their adopted city. A passion about this location where nothing was happening, something should be happening.
Philadelphia is thrilled Michael is reviving the Waterworks. When the site became outdated as the city's sole pumping station, they tried to convert it into an aquarium, then a swimming pool, and then museum. It's been abandoned for 25 years, and each time city officials try to revive it, something goes wrong.
We had just restored the plaster work, and it burned. So, and then there was a flood in the building a few months later. For a while, we really thought the site was cursed.
But as an historic site, the Waterworks is protected by many levels of government.
I mean, everything has to be approved by different commissions, and it has been definitely a roller coaster.
Michael wined and dined the bureaucrats to get his way. He also stole Ed Doherty, the general manager of a top restaurant, to make it all happen.
He is a great salesman, and he coaxed me out of a great job at the Capitol Grill as managing partner.
Michael decided he also needed a consultant, so he hired Diane Kohilas, the world's most renowned expert on modern Greek cuisine.
You will always be my Greek conscience.
Ed, born and bred Philadelphia Irish, and Diane don't see eye to eye.
My greatest hope is that this becomes the best Greek-American high-end haute cuisine restaurant in the United States.
I'm afraid that if the Greek thing gets out on the street, people won't come.
Diane was hired to introduce Ed to the Greek palate and influence his menu. But it's been a tug-of-war.
They need to come off of Mount Olympus sometimes, you know?
Ed's idea of a perfect dish is this: an appetizer of feta cheese with roasted pepper. Nothing too intimidating.
To our guests.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for coming in.
Diane is pushing for the full Aegean palate. Chef Adan Trinidad has prepared a fisherman's soup, robust with clams, lobster, black bass, tomatoes, saffron, and oregano.
It smells delightful.
Michael has invited some of his family and some of Philadelphia's rich and powerful. Ed's non-Greek items like seared tuna or the grilled duck breast with sour cherries and mashed sweet potatoes are instant hits.
You like it?
It's delicious.
This is killing Diane. We're taking her classic cuisine, the first cuisine because it's Greek, of course, and we're turning it, twisting it, but you know what? It's good for her.
The octopus is the most aggressively Greek dish tonight, and to Ed's delight, it's controversial.
There are a lot of folks who would avoid eating octopus because it's octopus.
Ed knows that Waterworks needs to appeal to non-Greeks, and thus, as general manager, he will take Diane's input and ignore it.
Well, we're not going to mention the G word.
Yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Listen, I have one specialty in life. I understand people. Let me deal with people.
In Philadelphia, Michael Korlutzos, a former political organizer and self-styled philosopher king, claims it is his destiny to open a Greek-influenced restaurant on this neoclassical site.
I wasn't going to let anyone disrespect the site, the space that I hold sacred.
He's convinced almost every member of his family to mortgage everything they own.
We have to succeed. There's no other option.
Michael has been working on Waterworks for almost 3 years. He's gone through designers, architects, and contractors. None of the originals is with him today.
And they've had to leave the team because there was a difference of opinion. Quite frankly, they could probably draw better, but I can guarantee that nobody knows more about this place than me.
Now he's gone to the Brotherhood, the Greek Brotherhood.
Γιατί να βρούμε άλλη λύση. Άμα είναι ακριβά αυτά που ζητάνε.
That's Spiro. Spiro's the designer. And that's Stilio, Spiro's partner. Finally, Michael's brother-in-law, Leonidas, who put up a lot of money.
Άκουσε με καλά. Άκουσε με καλά. Εγώ δεν έχω διαφορές μαζί σου. Αλλά δεν...
Stilios, Michael, and Spiro speak Greek together, which is a bit of a problem since Ed's Greek vocabulary is limited to souvlaki and calamari.
Hey, there's been some times throughout this project where I've been going, you know what am I getting myself into with these crazy, novices, and not only that, incredibly strong-willed crazy novices, right?
Spiro is an old friend of Michael's father who remembers Michael in diapers.
Listen, I have one specialty in life. It's not restaurants. It's not construction. It's people. I understand people. Let me deal with people.
It's not just that there are language and cultural barriers. Spiro actually lives in Dallas and Stilio in Paris.
Is he expecting you?
Yes.
Morning, Spiro.
Hi, Rick. How are you?
That's Spiro on the phone. This meeting is in English for Rick Norris, the general contractor.
What can I do for you guys this morning?
They're trying to work out a water feature.
This is the one we've been looking for.
I think that the most important thing for Rick is to know the length of it.
I'm way more concerned with the plumbing aspects of the wall.
I was not particularly concerned about it, Rick, because right behind it we have a sink.
I just want to know if it needs a drain, that's all. If Michael would have come to us and said, I need a designer, we would have given him 4 or 5 people, he could have done interviews, and then his experience would be completely different.
Every day, the frustration with the long-distance designer is getting worse and worse.
Do you like it with a little bit of a curve? No. So Rick is saying no.
Like if there's a local designer here, she or he is here every day.
The Waterworks sits inside Fairmount Park, administered by a separate commission. During the summer, the river teems with rowers and other recreational users.
Drives me crazy when the place is dirty.
The city drove a hard bargain with Michael. To fulfill his destiny, the philosopher king also had to agree to some more plebeian responsibilities, like operating a concession stand.
Trela. Trela is a Greek word for crazy, nuts, and that's been said about me before.
Until the kitchen is ready, the concession stand, for now, is also the only place Ed and his team can work on the menu. When they can.
This is our wonderful Jonathan, our cook here. He is cooking French fries while Aden's trying to do foie gras and, you know, diver sea scallops, and it's insane.
On the road to fulfilling his destiny, Michael did not expect to deal with this.
The week started out with my godson drinking lighter fluid. And it ended with a flood of biblical proportions.
Perhaps it is the legendary curse of Waterworks, but 10 days to opening, the heavens open on Philadelphia. The banks of the river Schuylkill swell.
He is supposed to be here today.
So when's Spiro coming?
Spiro.
Where is Spiro?
Spiro. It's Michael calling.
In Philadelphia, Michael Carloutsas is trying to open the world's finest haute cuisine Greek restaurant. But the curse that's plagued Waterworks for nearly a century has struck him. Outside Waterworks, the banks of the Schuylkill River are littered with debris. 8 counties in and around Philadelphia were declared disaster zones. Detritus washed right up to the back door and into the basement of Waterworks. It has set them back a week.
As people were supposed to come in, scheduled on specific days, during the flood, there was no electricity, they had to leave. It's hard to reschedule people, and what we're trying to impose on people is the importance of this project.
It may well be that not everybody shares Michael's view on the epic importance of his project. Spiro, the long-distance Greek designer based in Dallas, hasn't been around in 2 weeks. The millwork he promised isn't here.
You want drama? I'll show you drama.
In the kitchen, they're waiting for all the stainless steel fabrication. No stainless steel, no cooking.
And here we are, state-of-the-art equipment. We have our environmental hood, which costs more than most restaurants because we're in a National Historic Landmark. And today we should be cooking away, but it remains idle.
The million-dollar question for Spiro is, when are we getting our stuff?
It's nerve-wracking. It's like, okay, we ordered items. Why aren't they here?
There hasn't been a delivery from Spiro's on time yet.
He is supposed to be here today. Spiro, Kalimera, it's Michael calling.
So when's Spiro coming?
Spiro, it's Michael calling.
Where is Spiro?
It is 10 o'clock. It is now 3:07 on Saturday. There's no answer. So I'm actually calling you from another cell phone, hoping that you're not ducking my call.
I think he's among the missing, correct?
But maybe you're just ducking everybody's call. Spiro is supposed to be here today. I just got a call, and I didn't know if it was you or not. We're still holding out hope that you're going to join us today.
At day's end, neither Spiro nor any of the stuff he promised shows.
Does Spiro tell the truth? I'm sure Spiro tells a version of the truth that he can live with. But Spiro is not as straightforward as I would like him to be.
And then, 24 hours before opening, the legendary Waterworks curse strikes again.
Michael left before me, and I lost sight of him and he drove away.
It was Anastasia, and she said, Dad, Mike's in an accident.
All I could see was the undercarriage of the car. And I thought, whoever's in that car, that person's dead.
We offer grateful prayers for the joy of living, the miracle of healing, and for granting us life this very day.
In Philadelphia, the Carloutsas family and all the people working on Waterworks have suffered a major shock.
It was Anastasia, and she said, Dad, Mike is in an accident.
All I could see was the undercarriage of the car. And I thought, whoever's in that car, that person's dead.
When I got out of the car, I said, God, this is pretty amazing. I go, not a scratch. you know, and I flipped over. I felt myself flipping over, and I got out, and my first instinct, of course, was to call my wife.
Michael was in shock. He was bruised up and suffered a major laceration on his right ear. It took 46 stitches to reattach it.
There's a scar. There will be a scar, but the memory will be eternal. I promise you that. That will live with me forever.
Did you get a concussion?
Yeah. Yeah, I was concussed.
I'm going to concuss you out if you don't take care of yourself.
Obviously, the 46 stitches, I'm achy all over. They did all types of things.
Is there any place I shouldn't hug you now?
No, I'm huggable. Okay. I'm a very huggable guy.
Just don't hug your ear?
Don't hug my ear. It's fine. And you know what? Thank God I'm okay. All I did was lose an ear, but now it's back, and we'll be all right. We're going to open our restaurant. Hi, brother. The curse is dead.
Not so fast. Though not a flood or a car accident, the angel who was supposed to greet guests arrived with a broken wing. It's also the hottest day of the year. And because this is an historic site, the air conditioning is controlled by a bureaucrat at City Hall.
The thing is, the system sucks.
It's high-tech.
Well, Spiro has done most of the design by remote control. The water feature never arrived, and there's a problem with the music system.
The system he designed can't support 12 speakers.
You're going to get your CAT scan at 2.
Okay, let's just do it on Thursday. Hey. There's no reason to do this now.
Michael, go.
That's stupid.
I need a husband before I need a restaurant.
I need rest. I don't need a CAT scan.
Under Ed's direction, Chef Adan Trinidad, who hails from one of Philadelphia's top restaurants, is still balancing Greek with haute cuisine.
I'm afraid right now. I'm scared.
It was only a few months ago that Michael officially left politics, but today, it's as if he's reaching the end of a long campaign.
The first choice that I ever made, the best choice that I've ever made in my life, is marrying my wife, Anastasia. She's the rock of the Carlutzis family, and I thank God for her and my son, Alexander.
It has been 3 years since he began Waterworks. It took support from people in high places, money, guts, and vision before Michael could even begin refurbishing the historic site. He's endured just about every plague but locusts and kept to his $3.5 million budget. His family's investments are still at risk, but now a neglected national treasure is ready to be celebrated and enjoyed for years to come.
Heavenly Father, creator of all things visible and invisible, we offer grateful prayers for the joy of living, the miracle of healing, and for granting us life this very day.
In the end, Diane Kohilas, who is back in Greece, made her impact on the menu, which hints at Greek throughout. Oysters are served 3 ways: on the half shell, panko crusted, and in a green apple shooter.
Mine's good.
Very good flavors, different types of flavors. Very good.
Watermelon is seared and accompanied with feta cheese, black olives, and mint.
And the seared watermelon was something we've never had that before. It was amazing.
Chef Adan has created empanadas made from phyllo and filled with feta. Lamb chops are grilled simply and served with a lemon mint yogurt.
It's got a lot of mint in it, which is fantastic.
The grilled octopus makes it, adorned only with cilantro and red onion.
When you eat good in Greek, you say fouskousa. Fouskousa, and this is fouskousa right here.
Perhaps the curse of the Waterworks is finally broken.
And the Waterworks family.
God bless.
We have the Fairmount Park Commissioner's son. He's 13, and he's very patiently suffered through this ordeal, so we're rewarding him with some good old chicken fingers and fries.
Find more at fineliving.com. Real information for real people.